Over 800,000 Americans packed their bags and fled their home states in 2026. Not for vacation, not for opportunity, but for survival. The housing market crash, the cost of living crisis, and catastrophic policy failures have created the perfect storm. And while everyone's talking about one state, there are 9 others hemorrhaging residents at an alarming rate. Today, we're counting down the 10 states everyone is fleeing in 2026. And trust me, number 1 is losing almost 2 states worth of people. I'm your host at The American Exit, and if you're thinking about relocating, considering your options, or just want to know where America is headed in 2026, you're in the right place. We've analyzed census data, U-Haul migration reports, and real estate trends to bring you the truth about which states are in crisis mode. So hit that subscribe button, because this countdown is based on hard data, not clickbait. Let's not waste time. The exodus is real. The data is shocking, and your state might be on this list. Number 10, Oregon. Oregon, the land of craft beer, hipsters, and mass exodus. 18,000 people left Oregon in 2025 alone, and the trend is accelerating into 2026. Now, you might think that's not that bad compared to what's coming, and you'd be right. But here's why Oregon made the list. 2 words: safety and policy. Portland, once a jewel of the Pacific Northwest, has become a case study in what happens when policy meets reality. The homelessness crisis isn't just a statistic anymore, it's visible on every street corner. Business owners are boarding up, families are avoiding downtown entirely. Add to that a 9.9% state income tax, one of the highest in the nation, and suddenly that $490,000 median home price doesn't feel like a dream. It feels like a trap. Sarah, a teacher from Portland, told reporters, "I loved this city, but when my car got broken into 3 times in 6 months and the police said they couldn't do anything, I knew it was time to leave." So where are Oregonians going? Idaho is the top choice. Lower taxes, safer streets, and you can still get that Pacific Northwest vibe without the chaos. Texas and Arizona are close seconds, especially for remote workers who realize they can keep their salary, but dump the Oregon tax burden. The irony: the same progressive policies that attracted people to Oregon in the 2010s are now driving them away in droves. But Oregon is just the warm-up. Let's move to number 9. Number 9, Maryland. Maryland, home of the Chesapeake Bay, Old Bay seasoning, and a retirement crisis. 22,000 people fled Maryland last year, and the numbers don't lie. This is a state watching its wealth walk out the door, literally. Here's the brutal truth: Maryland is bleeding retirees. After working 30-40 years, Maryland residents are hitting retirement age and realizing the state they built their life in is going to tax their pension, their Social Security, and even their retirement withdrawals. Meanwhile, Florida and North Carolina are sitting there with 0 state income tax on retirement income. The math is simple. If you've got $1 million retirement portfolio, Maryland could take $50,000 plus over a decade. Florida? 0. Tom and Linda from Annapolis put it perfectly. "We love Maryland, but we're not going to let the state government fund itself with our retirement." They moved to Wilmington, North Carolina in February 2026. The migration pattern is crystal clear. Retirees are heading south and never looking back. Florida gets about 40% of Maryland's exodus. North Carolina takes another 30%, and even Delaware, yes, tiny Delaware, is siphoning off Maryland residents who want to stay close to family but escape the tax burden. Maryland isn't losing people because it's a bad place. It's losing people because it's a bad deal. But if you think taxes are bad, wait until you see what's driving people out of number 8. Number 8, Minnesota. Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, and apparently 25,000 people who've had enough. Now, Minnesotans are tough. They pride themselves on surviving brutal winters. But in 2026, it's not just the cold driving them out. it's the cost of staying. Here's what broke Minnesota: taxes plus weather. Minnesota is one of only 11 states that taxes Social Security benefits. So if you're a retiree on a fixed income, Minnesota is taking a cut of your check up to 5.35%. Then add property taxes that keep climbing and winters where your heating bill alone can hit $400 to $500 a month. People are doing the math and realizing, why am I paying extra to freeze? Jennifer, a 62-year-old from Duluth, said it best: "I spent 40 winters here. I'm done. My back can't handle the shoveling, my budget can't handle the taxes, and my soul can't handle another April snowstorm." She moved to Tennessee in March 2026. Where are Minnesotans going? Anywhere warm. Florida, Arizona, and Texas are the top 3 destinations, but Tennessee and the Carolinas are surging in popularity. You get 4 actual seasons, lower taxes, and winters that don't require a snowblower. The crazy part is, many Minnesota transplants say they don't even miss it. One former Minneapolis resident told us, "I thought I'd miss the seasons. Turns out, I just missed not being cold for 6 months." But Minnesota's 25,000 is nothing compared to what's happening in number 7. Number 7, Louisiana. Louisiana, jazz, Cajun food, Mardi Gras, and 30,000 people running for the exits. Now here's the thing, Louisiana has the cheapest median home price on this list at $205,000. So why are people leaving in droves? 2 reasons: no jobs and no insurance. Louisiana's economy is stuck in neutral. Oil and gas jobs aren't what they used to be. Tourism takes a hit every time there's a hurricane, and major companies, they're setting up shop in Texas or Florida, not Baton Rouge. But the real killer is insurance. After years of catastrophic hurricanes, insurance companies have either fled Louisiana entirely or jacked up rates to unaffordable levels. We're talking $5,000, $6,000, even $8,000 a year for basic homeowners insurance. Michael, a contractor from Lake Charles, explained it perfectly. "I bought my house in 2015 for $420,000. My property taxes were $8,700. Now, in 2026, my house is worth $510,000, but my taxes are $12,400. That's a 42% increase in a decade. My salary didn't go up 42%. Where did Michael go? Tennessee. Same job, similar house, property taxes cut in half. Pennsylvania is absolutely destroying Louisiana in the migration war. Over 45% of New Jersey residents who leave the state move to Pennsylvania. Why? Lower taxes, cheaper housing, and in many cases they can keep their New Jersey job and just commute. Louisiana isn't losing people because of crime or politics. It's losing people because the state has become financially unlivable for the middle class. We've covered the bottom half, and it's already alarming. But trust me, the top 5 is where things get insane. Let's keep going. Number 6, Massachusetts. Massachusetts, home of Harvard, the Red Sox, and 45,000 people who decided they're priced out of the American dream. With a median home price of $640,000, Massachusetts has officially become a playground for the wealthy, and everyone else, they're leaving. This is the state of wealth flight. If you're a tech executive, a doctor, or a tenured professor, Massachusetts is great. But if you're a teacher, nurse, or small business owner, you're getting crushed. The median home price is $640,000. The average rent in Boston is pushing $2,800 for a 1-bedroom. Groceries cost 25% more than the national average. And don't even get me started on childcare. We're talking $20,000+ per year per kid. Jessica and Mark, both teachers in Worcester, laid it out. We make a combined $115,000. That sounds good, right? But after taxes, rent, student loans, and basic expenses, we were saving nothing. We'll never own a home here. So we left. They moved to Raleigh, North Carolina. They bought a house for $380,000, bigger than anything they could afford in Massachusetts, and their cost of living dropped by 30%. Where are Massachusetts residents fleeing? New Hampshire is the closest escape. Lower taxes, cheaper housing, and you can still drive to Boston for work if you need to. North Carolina is booming with Massachusetts transplants. Florida and Texas are pulling the retirees and remote workers. The pattern is clear. People are trading prestige for affordability, and Massachusetts is losing its middle class because of it. All right, we've reached the top 5, and this is where the numbers stop being shocking and start being catastrophic. If your state is in the top 5, I'm sorry, but you need to hear this. Number 5, New Jersey. New Jersey, the Garden State, and the state with the highest property taxes in the entire nation. 55,000 people left New Jersey last year. That's over 1,000 people every week packing up and getting out. And when you see the numbers, you'll understand why. Let's talk about the property tax prison. New Jersey has the highest property tax rate in America at 2.26%. That means if you own a $500,000 home, which is basically the median in New Jersey, you're paying over $11,000 every year just in property taxes. Not your mortgage, not insurance, just taxes. And here's the kicker. Those taxes keep going up. School budgets, municipal budgets, pension obligations. New Jersey has promised more than it can deliver, and homeowners are footing the bill. David, a firefighter from Cherry Hill, told us, "I bought my house in 2015 for $420,000. My property taxes were $8,700. Now, in 2026, my house is worth $510,000, but my taxes are $12,400. That's a 42% increase in a decade. My salary didn't go up 42%. Where did David go? Pennsylvania. Same job, similar house, property taxes cut in half. Pennsylvania is absolutely destroying New Jersey in the migration war. Over 45% of New Jersey residents who leave the state move to Pennsylvania. Why? Lower taxes, cheaper housing, and in many cases, they can keep their New Jersey job and just commute. The Philly suburbs are packed with former New Jersey families who have done the math and realized they can save $500 to $700 a month just by moving 20 miles west. Florida takes the retirees who are completely done with the Northeast, and North Carolina gets the younger families looking for growth and opportunity. But New Jersey's 55,000, that's just the warm-up for number 4. Because the next state on our list is watching its tech economy collapse in real time. Number 4, Washington. Washington State, home of Amazon, Microsoft, Starbucks, and 60,000 people who've decided the tech dream is over. Seattle used to be the destination for young, ambitious tech workers. In 2026, it's becoming a cautionary tale. Washington is facing a perfect storm of cost and crisis. First, the cost of living. Seattle is insanely expensive. A median home costs $605,000. Rent for a basic one-bedroom apartment is $2,400 a month. Gas prices are consistently $4.50 to $5 per gallon because of state carbon taxes. But here's what broke the camel's back: tech layoffs. Amazon laid off 27,000 workers between 2023 and 2025. Microsoft cut another 10,000. Meta, Google, and smaller startups followed suit. Suddenly, thousands of tech workers who moved to Seattle for six-figure salaries found themselves unemployed in one of the most expensive cities in America. And when they started looking for new jobs, they realized, why do I need to stay here? I can work remote from Texas, keep my salary, and cut my cost of living in half. Crime made it worse. Downtown Seattle has become increasingly unsafe. Car break-ins are rampant. Homelessness is visible everywhere. Families don't feel safe anymore. Rachel, a former Amazon program manager, summed it up. "I loved Seattle in 2019, but by 2025, I was paying $3,200 for a tiny apartment. My car got broken into twice, and then I got laid off. I took a remote job and moved to Austin. Best decision I ever made. Where are Washington residents going? Texas is the #1 destination. Austin, Dallas, and Houston are booming with Seattle tech workers. Arizona is booming with transplants who want warmth and affordability. Idaho and Montana are getting the remote workers who want space, nature, and freedom from Seattle's chaos. Washington thought the tech boom would last forever. In 2026, they're learning that high costs and bad policy have consequences. We're entering the top 3 now, and I need you to understand something. These aren't just states losing people, these are states in crisis. Number 3 is bleeding 90,000 people a year. Let's go. Number 3, Illinois. Illinois, home of Chicago, deep dish pizza, and 90,000 people who've had enough. That's 250 people every single day packing up and leaving. This is a full-scale evacuation of the middle class. Illinois is dying from taxes, crime, and broken promises. Let's start with Chicago. The city has become synonymous with violent crime. Carjackings, smash and grabs, shootings. It's not just statistics anymore, it's daily life. Families in the suburbs are scared to go downtown. Businesses are relocating to the suburbs or leaving the state entirely. But even if you live in the safe suburbs, you're getting crushed by property taxes. Illinois has some of the highest property taxes in the nation, and they keep climbing because the state has a $140 billion pension crisis. They've promised government workers pensions they can't afford, and homeowners are paying the price. Here's a real example. A family in Naperville owns a $450,000 home. Their property taxes? $13,500 per year. That's over $1,100 every month just in property taxes. Add the mortgage, and they're paying $3,800 a month for a house that would cost them $2,200 a month in Tennessee. Mike and Jennifer from Schaumburg put it bluntly. We both have good jobs, but we're working just to pay Illinois taxes. Our kids' schools are underfunded despite the high taxes. Crime is getting worse, and the pension crisis means taxes will never go down. We're done. They moved to Indianapolis in January 2026. Where are Illinois residents fleeing? Indiana is the top choice. Indianapolis and the suburbs are absolutely booming with Illinois transplants who want to stay close but escape the taxes. Tennessee is the second favorite, especially Nashville and Knoxville. Wisconsin, Florida, and Texas round out the top 5. The crazy part is, many Illinois businesses are following their employees out of state. Corporate headquarters, manufacturing plants, distribution centers, they're all leaving. Illinois isn't just losing people, it's losing its economic future. 90,000 from Illinois is devastating, but it's nothing compared to number 2. This state lost twice that many people, and when you see which state it is, you'll understand why the entire national conversation is shifting. Number 2, New York. New York, the Empire State, the city that never sleeps, and the state that's losing 180,000 people every single year. Let me put that in perspective. New York is losing the equivalent of the entire population of Fort Lauderdale every year. This is historic. New York's collapse is happening for 3 massive reasons, and they're all colliding at once. The rent trap. The average rent in New York City has hit $4,000 plus per month for a 1-bedroom apartment. Let me repeat that. $4,000 for a shoebox apartment where you can hear your neighbors sneeze. Young professionals are paying $50,000 plus per year just in rent. They're not building equity, they're not saving, they're just surviving. The tax trap. New York has some of the highest taxes in America at 10.9%. If you live in New York City, you're paying state income tax up to 10.9% and city income tax up to 3.876%. Combined with federal taxes, high earners can lose almost half their income to taxes. And for what? Dirty subways, rising crime, and terrible public services. The remote work revolution. This is what broke everything. During COVID, millions of New Yorkers realized they could work remotely. And once that door opened, they asked themselves, why am I paying $4,500 a month to live in a tiny apartment when I could live in a 3-bedroom house in Nashville for $2,200 a month? The answer? They're not anymore. All right, we've reached number 1. And yes, you probably already know which state it is. But I promise you, the scale of the exodus is even more catastrophic than you realize. This is the state that's redefining American migration in 2026. Let's reveal number 1. Number 1, California. California, the Golden State, the land of dreams, innovation, and endless sunshine. And in 2026, 340,000 people decided those dreams aren't worth the cost anymore. 340,000 people. That's the entire population of St. Louis, gone every single year. California isn't failing because of one problem. It's failing because everything hit at once. This is the perfect storm, the tax crisis. California has the highest state income tax in America at 13.3%. If you're a high earner, you're losing over $1 out of every 10 to California alone. Add federal taxes and you're approaching 50% tax rates. Entrepreneurs, executives, and investors are fleeing to Texas, Florida, and Nevada, where there's zero state income tax. The housing crisis. The median home price is $790,000. That's median, meaning half the homes cost more. In the Bay Area, the median is $1.5 million. Young families have completely given up on homeownership. They're renting forever, or they're leaving. The gas price crisis. California has the highest gas prices in the nation, consistently $5 plus per gallon. For families commuting 50 to 60 miles a day, which is normal in California, they're spending $500 to $600 per month just on gas. The insurance crisis. This is the newest disaster. After years of catastrophic wildfires, major insurance companies like State Farm and Allstate have stopped writing new policies in California. Existing customers are seeing their rates double or triple. Some homeowners can't even get insurance anymore. Imagine this. You buy a $900,000 home in California. Your mortgage is $5,500 a month. Your property tax is $9,000 a year. Your homeowner's insurance, if you can even get it, is $6,000 a year. Your state income tax is 9 to 13%. Gas is $5 a gallon, and your kids' public schools are ranked 38th in the nation, despite the high taxes. At what point do you say enough? For 340,000 Californians last year, that point has passed. Let me share some real stories. James, a software engineer from San Jose. I was making $280,000 a year. Sounds amazing, right? But after taxes, my $1.3 million mortgage, childcare, and basic expenses, I was saving maybe $1,500 a month. I took the same job remote, moved to Austin, bought a nicer house for $650,000, and now I'm saving $5,000 a month. It's not even close. Maria, a nurse from San Diego. I love California. I was born here, but I can't afford to retire here. My pension will get destroyed by taxes, and I'd never be able to afford healthcare costs. I'm moving to Nevada next month. The Chen family from Orange County. Our homeowner's insurance was canceled. The only quote we could get was $8,500 a year. We're done. Where are Californians going? Everywhere. Texas is the #1 destination by far. 29% of California's exodus ends up in Texas. Austin, Dallas, and Houston are all booming with California transplants. Arizona is second. Phoenix is growing faster than almost any city in America, mostly from California refugees. Nevada gets the retirees and the people who want to stay close to family but escape the taxes. Florida is pulling Californians who want a total fresh start. Opposite coast, opposite culture, zero state income tax. Idaho and Tennessee are the wild cards. Smaller states seeing massive influxes of Californians seeking freedom, affordability, and traditional values. So, there you have it, the 10 states everyone is fleeing in 2026. Number 10, Oregon. 18,000. Number 9, Maryland, 22,000. Number 8, Minnesota, 25,000. Number 7, Louisiana, 30,000. Number 6, Massachusetts, 45,000. Number 5, New Jersey, 55,000. Number 4, Washington, 60,000. Number 3, Illinois, 90,000. Number 2, New York, 180,000. Number 1, California, 340,000. That's 825,000 Americans who've decided they're done. Done with high taxes, done with terrible policy, done with unaffordable housing, done with crime, done with broken promises. This is the largest peacetime internal migration in American history. States are rising and falling based on whether they deliver opportunity and freedom or taxes and dysfunction. So here's my question for you. Are you in one of these states? Are you planning to leave, or have you already made the move? Drop a comment and let me know where you're headed and why. And if you're in Texas, Florida, Tennessee, or one of the states gaining population, let us know what it's like to watch the influx. If this video opened your eyes to the migration crisis happening right now, smash that subscribe button. We're covering the housing market crash, cost of living trends, and the best states to move to in 2026. Next week, we're releasing 10 states everyone is moving to in 2026, the flip side of this story. You won't want to miss it. I'm the American Exodus. The Exodus is real. The data doesn't lie. And the American dream? It's relocating to states that still believe in it. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.